Why would a man of God actually open his mouth to curse? I mean, curse a fellow child of God that worships in the same place with him, that has done him no wrong. That's even the main thing, because I mean, if we say we are children of God, then naturally we should lead by example, following Jesus's ways. And if we remember vividly where Jesus actually cursed, it was the tree that actually did not bear fruit as expected, and for the instance where it was directed at a human being was to that person who betrayed him. Now that person actually wronged him. That person wronged him. Now, for a man of God, for no just cause, opens his mouth and begins to curse and say, I'll lay curses on you. I'm going to lay curses on you. This is absolute. Do we say it's abuse of power? Yes. I think it's abuse of power. I think it's everything negative. It's not just you just trust you. They do not just trust you, but they feel they could relate to you, you know. So it's you tend to, I don't know, it really saddens my heart if I have to talk about men of God who do not understand. Hi, welcome again. It's Annie Okonkwo. Actually, on this channel we share a lot of information, entertainment, and whatsoever we find interesting. Thank you so much for being here. To my new subscriber, I appreciate you. You are welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you haven't. Actually, a lot of people face a whole lot of things when it comes to men of God, because Christians, and if you are used to the place whereby church is not just it's a routine, okay, then you would understand very well what that means. It's not just studying the Bible. It's you are raised like the culture is about going to church, and after a while, yes, because going to church does not really mean you are a born again Christian. So it's like a ritual, okay? It's a habit that you're just used to because you found yourself in that setting. So beginning with the man of God that is actually displayed here from the start, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, he actually touched me, but in a very positive way. I remember the first time I went to his church and I saw a lot of people. If you are familiar to that man and the church, you know, you would know what I'm saying. When I got there, I saw people putting on a whole lot of different wares that I thought were ungodly. But then he said, if we have to chase them out because they are not born again and they are not Christians and they are not well dressed, then how are we going to win the souls? And it really got to me. And why I even thought that way in the first place is because I was raised from the beginning as a Catholic. And if you are a Catholic, then you would understand the whole doctrine thing. It's always, there has to be a way, it has to be this way. He has to be covered, you know, he has to dress so well. Now, that is not wrong as a child of God, but more emphasis are actually being laid on dressing when compared to the you in you, the Christian faith, the Christian life. So when I was there and he actually laid that explanations out, he actually explained what that means, and that was true because I could relate to Jesus being with Zacchaeus and, you know, a whole lot of unbelievers, and the people were like saying to him, why is he eating with these people, you know, because they saw him to be, if he claimed to be the Son of God or what, why should he be with the ungodly? But he needed to be with the ungodly for, you know, to bring them closer, for them to recognize him and lay it all out, you know. So he was so right. He was so right. He was so right, actually. And the experience I got to learn, he is one man of God that sincerely I listen, and I'm not saying you must like him or anything, but sincerely I am in love with the way he preaches. Christianity is a personal race. To many who are emphasizing on you have to cover here, you have to cover there, and you forget to preach Christianity. You forget to preach that word. You use your own words. You form your words instead of the Bible, or you tend to pick, some places, random places where you think it favors you. Such a thing. So that's what I experienced with how is the church called again? Christ Embassy. Sorry, it's been a while. So it was nice. It was really nice. It really taught me to be accommodating to those that the world want to call unbelievers, to accommodate them and show them that righteousness that they are able to see. They should be able to see it through you so they could change. Now, the other part that was really an ugly experience was and this pastor, he's called Pastor Pius. I would just spare the surname because there are a lot of Piuses. So I was with this I was in that church for actually years. And now because we moved, we packed out from our normal location. We relocated, we moved to a faraway place. Still, we managed to come there. I was so active with the whole church activities. I would go for choir practice, be it rainy or sunny or whatever, from work. And I was taking care of the whole transport issues. Everything was actually not like you were paid to do anything. No, I was doing it willingly. It was a willing devotion to God. Now, it's not your thing that you should know what I did for God, but what brought me to it was that just for no reason, this man opened his mouth and said, "I'm gonna curse you." This is a man of God that people respect, that I once respected. "I'm gonna curse you." What happened? You wouldn't believe it. I didn't go to the church. He fixed the program and said, "But we're not going to have this program in our church. We'll meet with another church and we'll hold it in that church." So I went there straight to this church that he actually organized. I didn't know that we had to meet in his own church first before taking off to the new place of the program. I went to the new place with my auntie then, and this man was angry. You wouldn't believe that was all that happened. And when he saw my auntie on the street, I wasn't there. He said to her, "I'm gonna curse Annie. If I open my mouth to curse her, like seriously. In the first place, must I be in your church? I don't owe anybody anything." So thank God my aunt was like, "No, you can't do that. You cannot curse. You can't curse her. She's not your child. You do not have such right." Now that brings me to the point that actually generated this video in the first place. No matter who stands to say "I will curse you," no matter who he is, he's not your God. He do not have your destiny in his hands. No matter who, no matter what power he thinks he's got over you, refuse it and reject it. He was so serious and boiling over it that I wasn't in that church. I disobeyed and went straight to the church. That was just the excuse. And he was so boiling and was shouting on the street, a man of God with integrity as supposed to be. "I'll curse you." But my aunt was telling me what happened. I said, "I reject it in the name of Jesus." Reject it, refuse it. Maybe because he's ordained, of course, he's got his power. Anyone who opens his mouth and say, "I'm going to do this," let me tell you something, really. Whoever opens his mouth and say, "I'm going to do this," please don't take it for granted. He or she knows that his words, or he somehow has got some kind of power. Now, if you reject it, you must pray yourself out. If you reject it and say no, you must stand and fight. Sincerely, life is a battle. The very life, its existence is actually a battle. So it's not just I reject it. You must cry to God and say, I will not take anyone's curses. No. I mean, life offers you a whole lot of stress already. Imagine taking one's curses just because of his meanness nature. You know such a thing? Reject it. If it's coming from your mom, your dad, your pastor, whoever, I will curse you. Why? Say no. With all you've got inside of you, refuse curses. Rise above it. Let nothing stop you. That's what I'm saying. Now, let me tell you something, another interesting part that is so amazing. After some years, of course, I was no longer in that church. We've all moved on with no information whatsoever. I was expecting a very huge breakthrough. And I was having some kind of delay. You know what happened? After I began to pray, at the end of my prayer and fasting, I saw that man. He was trying to throw something at me, and I pushed him off with every strength I've got. And I got that breakthrough. I got that thing that I was expecting. Now, what does that mean? Why did he surface after so many years? It wasn't a mere dream because we had no contact whatsoever. There was nothing. That was because that word, in as much as I rejected it, I fought against it, I refused it, but that word somehow planted its seed. That's what I found out. That's what I understood. It planted a seed, some kind of seed that was somehow unlocking, that wasn't fully out. Now it took another prayer to break forth. When someone says some things to you that are mean, do not take it lightly. When you get into your room, shut the door and pray yourself out. If you believe in the power of prayer. Sorry, keys are here, and I had to just reach you because this came and I said it's high time I talked about it. So I don't know whoever feels this person cursed me, that person cursed you. No one can curse you. You are a chosen generation. Don't let them. It only works when you allow it. It just works when you accept it. So do not accept it. As long as you refuse to accept it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Refuse it with everything you've got. You will see that at the end of it all, you are that victor that Christ says you are. Yes, you are that champion that he calls you to be. Especially when you've wronged no one. If you've wronged someone, then apologize. But if you are clean and sincere, imagine another man's child, an innocent infant. I was so young, for no just cause. This man said, I'm gonna curse you. No, don't allow anyone lay their evil words or evil hands against you in that name or meaning of man of God. Stand against it. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are having some kind of interferences from here. Do you have a blessed day? Let me leave your comments, please. Let me know what you feel. Let me know your experiences if you've ever experienced such. Yeah, come on out. Talk about it. Let me know. Okay, give it a thumbs up. Please share and encourage someone out there. Perhaps someone needs such an encouragement. Okay, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. I love you.
Warum machst du so?
Meet our friends.
Today. Hi. Nah?
Hi. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us what topic you want us to talk about. Oh,
let's dance.
Yeah. Das ist jetzt aber kein TikTok, oder?
No, this is YouTube.
Ach so.
Okay, so what do we say next? Look at that.